Last night, the IPFW Volleyball won their 5th match in a row, defeating the University of Findlay in 4 sets. Tonight, they try for number 6 as they get ready to entertain the Nittany Lions of Penn State University. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Maz. Welcome once again to IPFW Volleyball. I'm joined by head women's volleyball coach Kelly Hartley. And Kelly, a tougher than expected match last night against Findlay. Could IPFW have been looking ahead to tonight's match?
I think that's possible, and I think that's a crucial mistake. Obviously, they gave them a scare in game 1, and we just weren't ready to play, but that's been a characteristic of this team this year, not ready to play from the get-go in game 1.
IPFW did not have Jeff Patak last night. I think he's going to play tonight. How much do you think that'll help this team?
Obviously, Jeff Patak is a playmaker and point scorer for this team, but there are so many. So they can win without him, that's for sure, but it's nice to have him on the court.
Well, we're looking forward to an exciting match. It's number 9 Penn State against number 13 IPFW. Starting lineups and first serve just ahead right here on College 56 Sports. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. This is Mike Maz along with IPFW head women's volleyball coach Kelly Hartley getting ready to call the action in tonight's men's volleyball match featuring the Nittany Lions of Penn State University, ranked 9th in the country, and the IPFW Volleyball ranked 13th. Kelly, we mentioned a moment ago, IPFW had a tough match last night, their 5th win in a row, but I don't think many of us expected it to go 4 sets and to lose the first set as they did.
Yeah, and Coach Ball and I talked about before the match tonight, and that, I mean, it's not unusual that happened last night for this team, unfortunately, because they're just not ready to play in game 1, and who knows why. It was, I don't think Jeff Patak being on the floor or not is a factor. They're just not ready mentally in game 1 yet.
Well, let's introduce to our viewers the starting lineup for tonight's match. First, for the visitors from Penn State University, coming in with a record of 5-3. They will lead off. Their setter will be Dan Odell. He's a 6'8" freshman from Rochester, New York. In the middle will be Zach Slinker. Zach is a 6'5" senior from Dallastown, Pennsylvania. At the outside hitter will be Carlos Guerra, 6'5" senior from, I know I'll screw this up.
He's from Mexico.
Tamaulipas, Mexico, and I'll get that right later as we go along. And at the opposite will be Zelko Kolasar, a 6'5" senior from Kitchener, Ontario. It'll be Norman Kyle, one of the middles. He is a 6'9" junior from St. James, New York. The other middle will be Keith Kowal, a 6'5" junior from Reading, Pennsylvania. And the libero will be Ricky Matei, a 5'11" junior from San Juan, Puerto Rico. For the IPFW Volleyball, coached by Arnie Ball in his 23rd year here in Fort Wayne. The setter will be Dennis Santiago, a 6'3" sophomore from Bayamon, Puerto Rico. Jeff Patak will start at one outside hitter. He's a 6'5", fifth-year senior from Hamburg, New York. At the other outside hitter will be Angel Ruiz Rivera, 6'5" freshman from Arroyo, Puerto Rico. In the middle, Archangel Ruiz. Angel is a 6'6" senior from Cabo Rojo, Puerto Rico. At the other middle will be Serdar Siksha. Serdar is a 6'6" freshman from Istanbul, Turkey. And starting at the libero will be Ryan Staley. Ryan is a 6'2" senior from Manhattan, Illinois. Again, IPFW comes into this match 5-1. You get a look at Arnie Ball, the head coach for IPFW. The Volleyball are 5-1 overall. They are 2-0 in the MIVA. Tough win over Findlay last night in 4. And Penn State, they are 5-3 overall, 3-0 in the Eastern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association. So this ought to be a heck of a match, Kelly. A team that is on a rise, IPFW after a couple of down years, and then Penn State, which not only hosted the Final Four last year, but they gave eventual champion Hawaii a run for their money in the semifinals.
Yeah, and though this isn't a conference matchup tonight, it still could be, I think, pivotal in the Final Four if it comes down to an at-large berth, for example, for one of these teams.
Yeah, you get a look at Penn State in their visiting navy blue with white trim. IPFW in the lighter shade of blue with the white trim.
A lot of blue out there.
A very nice crowd here at the Hilliard Gates Sports Center tonight. They're looking forward to it as much as we're looking forward to bringing this action to you here on College Cable Access Channel 56.
You talked about Penn State's success last year, but it's just amazing to look at their outstanding record in their conference of 136-8. That's a 94% winning percentage in the conference. It's amazing.
You might say they own it, that's for sure. And there's some good competition. Rutgers, Newark, and Concordia, Bronxville, New York come to mind in a hurry that they have to play every year.
This is an experienced team. Penn State returns 5 starters from last year's team that made a run at the national championship.
Angel Ruiz will begin the match serving for IPFW. And first point goes to IPFW as Guerra's kill attempt went into the net. 1-0 Volleyball. Angel Ruiz, who really came into his own last year. Short set and a kill by Keith Kowal ties it up at 1.
Kind of an off-speed shot there. Be easy to get on your heels in this game. Everybody hits the ball so hard, so something off-speed often scores. You have to run that down. If you're on your heels, it's not going to happen.
Kolasar with the left-handed serve. Matt Zbyszewski hits it into the net. 2 points in a row for the Nittany Lions. And they lead for the first time tonight, 2-1. Jump serve for Kolasar. Santiago. They keep it alive. Ruiz knocks it over. And the kill attempt is long by Kolasar. And we're tied at, no, it is 3-1. I take it back. Point Penn State. I thought it was long. Evidently it was touched. (3-1) our score. Penn State on top here. Set number 1. That little dribbler, which 2 years ago would have not even counted as a serve.
That's right. The new rule, well, new several years now, actually, so not that new in men's volleyball. Ball hits the tape and falls over on the other side. That is a point and playable.
Jeff Batak has to bring it over. Putting it away for Penn State is Kowal.
Yeah, and Jeff just couldn't return back to base and block that ball.
And Arnie Ball calls a timeout. Let's take a quick break. 5-1 our score. Penn State on top. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
Hi. I was wondering if you wanted to go out maybe or something, if you had time.
I can tell by your excitable behavior and verbal faux pas that you have generalized anxiety with paranoid tendencies. It would never work.
Okay, thanks.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
You may have noticed IPFW's basketball games are a lot more fun this year, thanks to our very own pep band. Hi, I'm Krista Markham.
I'm Matt Ehrman.
And I'm Barry Sturgill, Stop Band Director. The Stop Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join.
This is a great chance to be a part of a new tradition at IPFW and meet lots of great people.
So dust off those trumpets, pull the flutes out of the attic, and join us at the next game.
Call 260-481-6166 for more information on how you can share your school spirit and IPFW pride.
Back to the Gates Sports Center following an IPFW timeout. Penn State leading 5-1, continues to serve. Santiago setting up attack. And the kill is wide. 6-1, Penn State with the early lead. Zelko Kolasar continuing with that left-handed serve. Zbyszewski has it returned. Santiago setting Matt up again. This time he gets the point. Matt Zbyszewski, sophomore out of Toronto, Ontario.
And he hits that blue so well. You can see why he's ranked, what is it, in the country hitting efficiency. He's just, from whether it's the back court or the front court, he's very efficient. He's number 7 in the country right now with the 46% hitting efficiency. That's outstanding.
Carlos Guerra puts it away for Penn State on that exchange. Gives Penn State the lead 7-2, and he will now serve. Santiago for Zbyszewski.
Free ball. See if we can take advantage of this.
Angel Ruiz has it knocked back at him. And Ruiz Rivera unable to control it. So it's 8-2. Penn State with the early lead and momentum. Santiago for Patak. And it's nice seeing Jeff Patak in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, you know, his knee just wasn't 100% yesterday. That's probably a good call to rest him as much as possible this season.
Just long on the serve attempt. Makes our score 9-3. Keith Kowal, the 6'5" junior from Reading, PA, will serve. Santiago for Patak again. Wow. Kolazar didn't know what hit him, literally.
I think he knew. It's one of those where you're like, oh, I'm in the right spot. Oh, darn, I'm in the right spot. Now I have to play this ball. It's coming at me real fast.
Serdar Siksha, freshman out of Turkey, serving. Point Dons.
The fans didn't like that ball handling on Penn State, but didn't matter anyway.
9-5. Penn State with the lead. IPFW with the serve. Putting it away is Norman Kyle. And get another short set from Dan Odell.
Yeah, our middles, when Penn State's in the system, meaning good pass, they're transitioned ready to run their offense. We have to honor their middles, it looks like, early on here.
Kill attempt by Ruiz Rivera is long. And it lines out to an 11-5 lead here in game 1. It's a best-of-5 match. Play rally point scoring to 30 in sets 1 through 4, and then play it to 15 in set 5. Miss hit by Patak there.
Well, he tried to do something off speed. Penn State is onto the pipe, meaning their blockers are coming into the middle to block that pipe. He must have thought just over the block would work, something off speed.
That serve was coming at us.
Yeah, Mike, you have to be ready. Come on. His reflexes look a little bit slow.
Thank you very much. My wife will agree with you. 12-6. Volleyball will now serve in the person of Matt Zbyszewski. Adele sets it up. Slinker hammers it home.
And again, Penn State's doing an excellent job of passing the ball nice and high along the tape where they can run their offense, something first tempo, and our blockers just aren't in front in time.
Slinker with the serve. Santiago set. Ooh. I don't know what happened.
It looks like he slipped, which is scary because it kind of reminds us of what happened a year ago here.
And how?
Matt injured his knee.
14-6. Penn State with the lead and the serve. And they make it 15-6 as we have our first mandatory timeout. Penn State with the lead gives us a chance to ask you to follow the Volleyball each week on the Arnie Ball Show with IPFW head coach Arnie Ball and assistant coach Mark Franke. They'll talk college volleyball with players and more. That's the Arnie Ball Show, Friday evenings at 6 and Saturday afternoons at 12:30, right here on College Cable Access, Channel 56. And right now, Penn State has everything going their way.
Well, I don't know if it's so much that as IPFW certainly isn't looking very sharp right now. They're not handling the ball well. They're not passing, which is reflective. When you look at their hitting percentage is negative 200. So very consistent in that they're not ready to play early in game one, similar to last night. So Coach Ball has to be puzzled by that, probably upset. But this is a good enough and athletic enough team where if they focus here, they can turn it around. We know this is a game of momentum. It can change very quickly.
And how? Penn State hitting .625. That's wild. Zach Slinker, 6'5" senior out of Dallastown, PA, serving. Santiago sets up Angel Ruiz, and it's blocked by Kyle.
And that was a good pass. The block had committed, meaning the block was in front of Angel before he got the ball. Angel Ruiz before he got the ball. And really there was nothing Angel could do with that ball. The ball was too tight.
Free ball. That time Santiago got the block. Maybe that'll fire up the Volleyball. Angel Ruiz Rivera, the freshman out of Arroyo, Puerto Rico, will serve. He serves it right into the net for a service error. 17-7 our score. Nittany Lions on top. Santiago for Zbyszewski, and Matt puts it away. Matt had 19 kills last night in the win over Finley. And in overall points in the country right now, he ranks second, only behind Jim Waller of UC San Diego, averaging over 6 points a contest. Solid kill that time from Guerra. In a situation like this, Kelly, it seems like Penn State's got everything going their way. What does IPFW have to do?
They need to start handling the ball better, get their offense going, and get this momentum to change. But momentum just doesn't change by itself. You have to make it happen by handling the ball, just playing good volleyball, and getting good shots. That wasn't a great pass, therefore it wasn't a great set. And Matt had to cut the ball hard cross court and was just out. So we have to be able to run an offense. Really, their only option that time was to go outside to Jeff. So it's very predictable for the defense to read. All starts with a pass. That wasn't a very good pass. So again, we had to go out to Jeff. Good swing and a great dig by their libero.
And that time, the tag team, Siksha and Patak, blocked that shot. It's point IPFW. Volleyball trail 19-9 here in set number one. This is always an interesting proposition with Dennis Santiago serving. And he serves it long. (20-9) now the score. It's Carlos Guerra ready to serve. Santiago for Patak, and it's wide. Jeff's hitting a lot of them. He's hitting them hard, but he's wide. Could that be because he didn't play last night, the timing factor?
Well, that could be. He's not generating a lot of topspin. I think the ball is a little bit low, so that maybe that it's dropped too much. He's not on top of it. He jumps so darn high. He's got to get up and where he can reach and generate some topspin, let the ball down.
Nice kill there by Matty Zbyszewski. Makes it 21-10. Penn State with the lead. Jeff Patak for IPFW about to serve. Jeff ranking 9th in the country in service ace percentage coming into play this weekend. Santiago saves it. Zbyszewski sets it. And Luis Rivera gets a break. As Matei, for some reason, maybe took his eye off it for a split second and didn't hit it square on.
Well, it was a little bit behind him, which is tough. He had to kind of back up and take a good swing and hope that just fell deep in the court.
Odell. Oh, nice block by Siksha. Denied Slinker the kill. And now a little mini run. 3 points in a row for IPFW.
And now we feel the momentum starting to change. But again, IPFW's made this happen. Some good athletic plays.
Rhythmic chant in the background. Service error.
That's what we don't need when we get some momentum going. The Mastodons have to maintain that momentum. That ball really needs to be in play.
Substitution for Penn State. Nate Matthews, a 6'4" junior out of Rochester, New York, comes in, and he will replace Keith Kowal, and he will serve for Penn State. Santiago for Zbyszewski. Off of Kolasar's hands. Score now 22-13. And Siksha will serve. Odell, blocked by Angel Ruiz. Another point for IPFW. Miss hit that time by Kolasar. It's 22-15, and Penn State decides to call a timeout. Well, what do you think so far about Mr. Siksha, Kelly?
Well, I'm a big fan. I think everybody knows that I've made it really clear. I'm a big fan of Sudar. He's a freshman, but you know, he's an outstanding blocker. He's an outstanding blocker. I don't know that you can usually teach freshmen to adapt to this level blocking that quickly. Of course, he has a great deal of experience internationally. That probably helps. You know, and we're going to watch Coach Ball right now talk about what he thinks very highly of Sudar and his ability, is what he brings this team, and as a freshman, keep in mind.
Sudar Sika, who is a young man from Istanbul, Turkey, has come in here to play the middle position and has experience on the Turkish junior national team. And he's a very good center blocker. He's very intelligent, jumps much better than what he appears as people watch, because he's not explosive, he just jumps well, and is very experienced middle attacker. The only thing that really concerned us when he first came in was his poor jump float serve, and we've changed that to just a straight float serve, and he was very good in Puerto Rico last weekend. He plays decent backcourt defense for a big guy. We're really excited about what he's going to add to this team.
The words of head coach Ernie Ball talking about the freshman Sudar Siksha, and Siksha continues to serve. And it's another point. Now 22-16. Another substitution for Penn State. Now in the lineup will be Richard Schneider, number 3, a 6'4" junior out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Odell setting up Guerra, dug out by Zbyszewski. Santiago for Patak. There's a dig by Santiago. Jeff Patak hammers it. Guerra stops it. Putting it away is Slinker. Longest rally of the match, I think.
Yeah, probably. Of course, a lot of off-speed shots in there where they just had to keep the ball in play, so that doesn't make it tough to handle.
23-16, Nittany Lions on top, and Dan Odell, the setter, with the serve.
Freshman setter playing with all those upperclassmen who have Final Four experience.
Zbyszewski hits it into the net, so it's point Penn State. Good size for a setter, too, 6'8".
6'8", he's probably going to get stronger and fill out, just as our freshman. You saw Coach Ball talking about Sadar, not appearing to be a good jumper and explosive, but he's going to look a lot different in 4 years.
Block attempt goes wide for Penn State. Point IPFW. It's now 24-17. Matt Zbyszewski serving. Odell going to set up. Slinker, here comes Matty. And it's wide. Penn State getting close to the win here in set number 1. They're up by 8. Good dig that time by Matei. Guerra is wide. Penn State asking for a touch. And they get it. So the point goes to Penn State.
These touches are so hard to see. The line judges have obviously a very good view. And
Slinker with a service error. And we're almost at the point, 26-18. IPFW can't afford many more mistakes here in set number 1.
no, when you get to 26, now it's a matter of how many side out points.
Ruiz Rivera to serve for IPFW.
Have to get Coach Ball a printout of the stats so he leaves our monitor alone. How about that? Just can't get him information quick enough.
Yeah. Good service error. It's 27-18. Norman Kyle will serve for Penn State.
Floater did not
Freebie.
handle it well.
And Kowal wasted no time putting that one away.
Well, and that's what you have to do. And the team makes a passing error like that. It's called an overpass. You have to terminate it and really kind of make them pay. It's almost a demoralizing type play. You hit it hard back at them.
Zbyszewski's kill is wide. Oh, they're going to say it was touched. Some delayed calls by the officials here.
Well, the officials, of course, don't see that or cannot see that quite as well as our lines people. And so once they look at them for help, they're on it. That's what their line judges are there looking for, touches and line calls.
That time, Kowal didn't make it any mistakes. He hammers it home. And it's now game point, Penn State, 29-19. Colasar to serve, the left-hander. And he'll get credit for a service ace. Tip the net.
Let serve we talked about earlier, which is a rule change a couple years ago. Ball hits the net, falls over, it's playable, and if it hits the floor, it's a point.
First set goes to Penn State, 30-19. We'll take a break and come back with more of IPFW volleyball in just a moment right here on College 56 Sports.
If she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Dr. Larry Life has an unmatched desire for teaching and theater, and for 30 years he has rewarded his students at IPFW with his expertise and friendship.
We know all of the students. We know them by name. We're on a first-name basis with them. We follow their progress very carefully.
As chair of the theater department, Dr. Life knows the unparalleled advantages IPFW offers compared to larger universities.
In a larger program, very often a student, if they're an actor, doesn't get on stage until most times their senior year. Our students are on stage or designing their first, second year here.
Through 3 decades, Dr. Life has stayed focused on why he loves to teach.
Watching a student grow. Watching a student start at one place and 2 years later see them at another place.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Mike Moss and Kelly Hartley with you. And Kelly, that first set sure didn't take very long. Penn State wins it 30-19.
Well, it really was very disappointing volleyball. I don't know if it was Penn State was so dominating. We just weren't very good. Penn State hit 28%. We were negative. So just not a very good game. I hope that the level of play picks it up here.
Well, Penn State will serve to begin the second set. And I don't know, maybe the fact that Penn State did not play last night and IPFW did, and I don't know, conditioning is a factor this early in the season?
Boy, we certainly sitting here and the coaches, we all wonder those things. But, you know, unless we had a crystal ball, you just don't know. I think more importantly, we need to look at the fact that the IPFW has not been ready to play in game one, and that's a problem. The good news is they are athletic and confident enough where they can turn it around right here if they want to. Got to handle the ball much better. Passing, the Mastodons just did not handle and pass the ball very well, and which would enable them to run an offense.
Well, they are in their huddle here momentarily. Santiago, Patak, Zabashevskis, Siksha, Ruiz Rivera, Ruiz. I think I got them all. Penn State will come out.
Penn State, on the other hand, handled the ball very well. You know, and Ricky Matei, their libero player, does a real nice job. Had some great digs, but possibly more importantly, handled the pass real well. And Penn State ran a very effective offense. Not a super high hitting percentage, but were able to run first options and get their middles involved early.
Colasar will start it off here in set number 2. Santiago sets up attack, and Jeff hammers it home. That's a good start for IPFW. Jeff Patak will now serve. Fifth-year senior out of Hamburg, New York. Another point for IPFW. Service ace for Jeff Patak. O'Dell set up Kowal, and the block attempt is wide, so Penn State stops that little rally. And it's now 2-1. And Carlos Guerra, 6'5", Mexican, will serve. Service error. And that ball, he really threw up high to get the serve started.
He does have a very high toss. When you jump that high and hit it that hard, you better get up there so you can go get it.
At the opposite end of the spectrum, Serdar Siksha will serve, and he will hardly move. Conventional, the old style serve.
Yeah, float serve on the ground.
That point, I believe, goes to IPFW.
An effective float serve, it's a difficult ball to pass, and I think another important thing in the men's game is to have a variety of serves on your team. We have a couple jump servers, we need a couple floats too, just to change the tempo.
O'Dell for Guerra. Dug out by Siksha. Free ball for Penn State, however, and Kowal puts it away. At least a little bit of life there where Siksha went and got it.
Yep, good hustle by the freshman. Freshman middle. Doesn't want to hear that he can't run balls down and play defense.
Kowal serving for Penn State. They trail by 2. Good dig. O'Dell setting up Guerra. And it goes off Ruiz Rivera's hand. Point Penn State.
Garrett can certainly make him go. A lot of power and a lot of motion.
Another service error. 2 service errors this time by Penn State early on in set number 2. If you look for chinks in the armor, that may be one to find. Maddie Zbyszewski serving. Free ball chance for IPFW. Jeff Patak came through.
It was a very well executed pipe. The ball was set very low. Jeff was on time. It was fast enough where the blockers couldn't get in there and put 6 hands in front of Jeff. It's very well executed.
6-3. Schenker gets credit. And that one, Penn State was lucky they were able just to keep it alive momentarily. And then Slinker put it away.
There he's able to hit the ball hard inside the block.
Dan Odell serving. Santiago sets up Ruiz Rivera. Talented freshman hammered that one home. (7-4) our score. IPFW on top here, set number 2. They trail the match 1-0. Angel Ruiz Rivera with the jump serve. Garrett couldn't handle it properly and it goes wide.
Well, we had a nice angle to see the topspin he generated, which makes that ball fall in front of the passer. So you really have to move to the ball because it's going to drop in front of you.
Ruiz Rivera continuing to serve. Odell set up Colasar. Penn State gets the point. Zach Slinker to serve. 3rd service error in this set on Penn State.
They appear to be a little frustrated, don't they?
Angel Ruiz to serve. And he does the same thing.
And it has to be frustrating for the Dons because you want to capitalize on what's happening to Penn State, those 3 service errors, and then we do the same thing and make it a wash.
Norman Kyle tips the top of the net. Guerra's block attempt is wide. IPFW gets the point. They're now up 10-6. And Dennis Santiago to serve. And it's one thing we've noticed in 2 years, Kelly. Every service attempt is an adventure with Dennis.
Many things are an adventure with Dennis.
That ball hit the pole, point IPFW. And now Penn State's going to question it. Coach Mark Pavlik in the green sweater you see there. His assistant, Dennis Hohenschaup. They got up in a hurry.
I think what the Penn State bench is upset about is, at first it appeared to be a touch call, but indeed the ball did hit the antenna. He made the correct call. He might not have made it right away, but we're not all perfect.
Back to the action. Guerra blocked by Sixshaw. One of those take that, and Penn State calls a timeout. Trailing 12-6. Let's take a break. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
Hi. I was wondering if you wanted to go out maybe or something, if you had time.
I can tell by your excitable behavior and verbal faux pas that you have generalized anxiety with paranoid tendencies. It would never work.
Okay, thanks.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
You may have noticed IPFW's basketball games are a lot more fun this year, thanks to our very own pep band. Hi, I'm Krista Markham.
I'm Matt Ehrman.
And I'm Barry Sturgill, Stop Band Director. The Stop Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join.
This is a great chance to be a part of a new tradition at IPFW and meet lots of great people, too.
So dust off those trumpets, pull the flutes out of the attic, and join us at the next game.
Call 260-481-6166 for more information on how you can share your school spirit and IPFW pride.
Back at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center, Mike Moss, Kelly Hartley with you. IPFW with the lead at momentum here in set number 2. They're up 12-6. Guerra has to get it back defensively. Santiago setting up Jeff Patak, and Jeff puts it home. And we've got a substitution for Penn State. Schneider back in, replacing Kolasar. Kelly, when a team calls a timeout, is it just to stop momentum, or is there some specific coaching or strategy set up in most cases?
Well, the idea is both. You want to stop momentum, obviously, but then you need to give your team good information on how to do that. Something we need to do differently. Maybe they don't recognize something that we can exploit. Those are things we talk about at timeouts.
Santiago, service error, served a little bit long.
Sometimes your team just needs a mental rest, not just a physical rest, but a mental rest, and that break is helpful.
Schneider serving for Penn State. Santiago setting up attack. Guerra's block is wide. Makes the score 15-7, and we come to another timeout. Learn more about IPFW sports in season by tuning into Mastodon Spotlight each Wednesday and Friday evening here on College 56. The hour starts off with yours truly, Mike Maz, reviewing recent sports activities. We try to look at game footage, and we talk with coaches and players. That's Mastodon Spotlight, Wednesday and Friday evenings at 9 p.m. right here on College Cable Access Channel 56. And it's going to be a most interesting show this coming week. Kelly, we're putting it together now, but there's a new substance abuse policy in effect on campus, and we're going to have a myriad of guests appear to talk about it, and I'm really looking forward to it.
That policy has been in the works for about a year right now. Director of Athletics Mark Pope worked very hard with other members on campus, included a lot of other people on campus, with really devising a policy that everybody could understand. So it's important.
Well, we're looking forward to bringing that this coming week at Mastodon Spotlight. Right now, players returning to the court, 15-7. IPFW with the lead here in set number 2. Penn State won the first set, 30-19. Jeff Patak will continue to serve. And the rhythmic chant up again, going here at the Gate Sports Center. Service error.
And that's just a sin right there. They called the other team, well, that was a technical timeout, but they called a timeout several points before. We had the momentum. We have to come out after that break and put the ball in play.
Guerra serving for Penn State. Santiago sets up Siksha, and it's long.
Someone was in the net.
Evidently it was touched. Okay.
Someone was in the net. And you notice Guerra took something off that serve. Guerra must have recognized it was a good time to keep the ball in play and give his team an opportunity at least to play defense and score a point.
Siksha serving and a miss hit by Penn State. It's now 17-8. IPFW with the lead.
Ball just rolled off his hands. I'm not sure if it slipped or just didn't handle it right.
Serdar Siksha with the serve. O'Dell set up Slanker. Penn State now with the serve. Keith Kowal. Santiago for Ruiz, and it's dug out.
It's a nice dig.
Kyle put it away. Well, look now, 17-10. Penn State trying to claw their way back into this set. Santiago attacking it. Blocked by Kyle. Another point for Penn State.
You know, I'd said earlier, just 2 points ago, that was a good dig by Rick Schneider, but obviously the goal of the defense is to keep the ball in play, but preferably get the ball in play high enough along the tape for the setter's option to hit the ball if he's front row, and then run a first option attack. That's what made that dig so good.
Odell setting up Guerra. Point Penn State. Ruiz Rivera unable to keep it in. 18-12. No time for an overture now. Penn State with the serve trailing. And for the 5th time in this set, IPFW's best friend, the service error, comes into play. Angel Ruiz Rivera to serve. Odell. And the lift going to be called, I believe it's a lift on center.
Well, actually, I think his whole foot went under the center line, which you're not allowed to do. The ball was tight, and therefore he jumped into the net and tried to stop his momentum from going to the net, but his foot did come under the IPFW side. Just
to clarify, it doesn't matter if it's foot, ball, hand, or any part of the body cannot exceed the other side of the net.
Well, actually, there's a center line underneath the net, and your entire foot has to be over that line. So if you're on the line, that's okay. But if your hand is completely, or your foot is completely on that side, that's not okay. Of course, that's dangerous. If someone else lands on it, you're talking about an ankle or a knee injury in a hurry.
Santiago setting up Zbyszewski, and it's blocked by Guerra.
Guerra did a nice job getting all the way up to the pin and taking line from that.
It's now 20-14. IPFW's lead down to 6. Slinker with the serve, and it's long. Angel Ruiz will serve now. And boy, did he have a heck of a year last year. Odell sets up Guerra.
That was a nice play by Guerra, just hitting the ball hard off the hands, hoping for a touch and a tool.
Schlenker digs it. Odell sets it. Santiago returns. Block at the net by Kowal, and it's point Penn State. It's now 21-16. Santiago for Patak. Oh, nice little change of pace shot from Jeff Patak. They're expecting some heat. And he dinked it over.
Yeah, Jeff just hits the ball so hard that the defense does get dug in. And then if he does something off speed in front of you, then you have to move and run it down. But you have to set that up by hitting the ball hard first.
Santiago with a service error. Makes it 22-17. Richard Schneider to serve for the Nittany Lions. Ruiz to Santiago to Patak, and it was blocked. The net by Penn State. Zbyszewski is wide with his attempt on a kill. 22-18, a little uncomfortable for IPFW fans right now.
Well, we have seen the momentum start to change here. IPFW needs to put an end to it. It's a good pass.
Good block, tag team block. Guerra, Kowal. Timeout is called.
And we were able to watch Coach Ball talk about one of his freshmen, Sudar, earlier. We're going to get to see him here talk about another freshman, Angel Ruiz from Puerto Rico.
Is Angel Ruiz, and I know that I got to be careful here, so we'll call him Angel so that people understand it. We have two Angel Ruizes on the team. One's a senior, one's a freshman. So we're going to call the freshman Angel so that when I talk to them, they know who I'm talking to. He's a 6'6" left side attacker who can actually play some middle and some right side as well. He's a very talented young man. Reminds us a lot of Norman Almodovar, who played here earlier in in the late early 90s. He's very athletic. Was a much better blocker than we thought he was going to be, as we saw in Puerto Rico. Doesn't hit the ball quite as hard as I'd like yet, but became very, very aggressive down there. I think will be a really pleasant surprise to our fans. Was a pleasant surprise to our team and our players, because he's only been with us since January. A major impact player.
Back to the live action. The other Angel Ruiz, the senior, puts that one down. Restores order for the moment for IPFW. It's now 23-19 with Jeff Patak to serve. Odell sets up Guerra. Carlos Guerra.
It's the motion I talked about earlier. Guerra, the senior, very experienced, very emotional. Up and down, though. And that sometimes can bite you. Right now, it's a good thing for Penn State.
Guerra with the serve. Ruiz has to do a defensive return.
Another free ball for Penn State.
Point Penn State. It's now 23-21.
Penn State's done an excellent job of handling the free ball and running for something first tempo, something fast, and making IPFW pay for giving them something easy.
Carlos Guerra with that jump serve. Santiago for Patak. Point Volleyball.
Got a float coming here, which I think is a good thing right now, because hopefully it's a higher percentage serve and in play, which we need.
Odell sets up Slanko, and it's blocked by Ruiz and Zbyszewski. Point Dons. Penn State decides to call a timeout.
Boy,
Let's take a break as well. 25-21 our score. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
When the 3 R's of education are mentioned, you probably think of reading, writing, and arithmetic. But to some students, those 3 R's could mean rigatoni, roast, or roux. Today on IPFW Up Close, we'll be learning all about the Hospitality and Tourism Management Program offered by the Department of Consumer and Family Sciences. And more specifically, we'll learn about the Spring Dinner Series. Join me, Jeanette Liu, and we'll find out what's cooking at IPFW, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access Channel 56.
Back at the Gate Sports Center, Mike Morris, Kelly Hartley with you. 25-21, IPFW leading set number 2. They trail in the match, 1-0. Putting that one away is Keith Kowal for Penn State. Also got a new substitute in for Penn State, Nate Matthews, 6'4" junior out of Rochester, New York, comes in to serve. And another service error. I think I've lost count, but I believe that's either 8 or 9 service errors in this game for Penn State.
Close. I think you've got to be close there.
Zbyszewski serves. A miss hit on the return. Point IPFW.
Penn State has not done a good job using their hands to receive pass. I don't know if he's not getting his feet there and he's just throwing his hands up. He's not taking good care of the ball with his hands.
Kolazar in for Schneider for Penn State. Zbyszewski with another serve. Odell blocked by Ruiz. Kolazar stopped by Staley. Santiago for Zbyszewski, and that puts it home. Good teamwork that point.
It sure was, and Ryan Staley did an outstanding job taking care of that ball. He dug it with his hands nice and high enough where our offense had time to get back, transition, take a good look at the defense, and run something.
Odell, again a short serve, and Kyle puts it home. 28-23 now. IPFW with the lead, Penn State with the serve. Zelko Kolesar. Angel Ruiz knocks it home, and it's game point here for IPFW in set number 2. IPFW fans on your feet. Ruiz Rivera with the serve. Odell. And they hit on the opposite side of the pole there.
Side of the antenna.
Point and set goes to IPFW, 30-23. So the sets are one apiece. Now we got a little break, and it's now become a best-of-3 match. Again, IPFW wins set number 2, 30-23. Sets are even at one apiece. And
good look at the crowd. Nice crowd tonight. I like our students.
Okay, we've got a little break now, and then we come back with a little special feature for you at the IPFW Earp Center.
This is something most people will never see.
This is a timber rattlesnake. This is our biggest poisonous snake, but it is also relatively uncommon, and it occurs in some of the forested hills of southern Indiana. This is a male, so this is a smallish male. They get quite a bit bigger than this.
Biology professor and herpetologist Bruce Kingsbury never outgrew his childhood love of creepy crawly things and has made the study of endangered reptiles and amphibians in the Midwest his career focus. That interest led him to want to start some sort of conservation center on campus. A discussion with Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs Susan Hanna resulted in him submitting a proposal for what is now one of several centers of excellence at IPFW, the Center for Reptile and Amphibian Conservation and Management, otherwise known as the HERP Center. The mission of the HERP Center is to promote the conservation and understanding of reptiles and amphibians through research, education, and outreach.
We conduct a variety of research projects on species that are endangered at some level in the Midwest, and a lot of times what we're doing is finding out about their basic ecology, what their habitat needs are, how they move around, what sort of impacts there are in terms of human activity, and then we work with agencies such as the Fish and Wildlife Service or the Department of Natural Resources to try to figure out what might be done a little bit differently to help protect those animals.
The main focus of the HERP Center's research is on endangered reptiles of the Midwest. Studies have been conducted on many species of turtles, frogs, toads, salamanders, and snakes. Today, we're focusing on the snakes. We've already seen a timber rattlesnake, which is generally found in south-central Indiana in the Bloomington area. Now it's time for another species of rattlesnake, the eastern Massasauga, which is found in northern Indiana.
Massasauga lives in wetlands which are kind of mucky and hard to walk through, and not that many people go out in them. And they're also rare, and so we don't see them very often. Even those of us who study them struggle to find them. We have a bias that benefits us in terms of finding them, and that we use radio telemetry to track them around. This not only allows us to find the same animal over and over again for years at a time, it also leads us to other individuals. With a snake, we definitely have some problems. There isn't much of a neck, and in fact, if you did put something on the outside of the snake, they would have trouble crawling around because they are reliant on their slender body form to get around the way they do. And because of that, we place the transmitters internally in the snake. We actually do a surgical operation, and the antenna runs up underneath the skin, and when we're done, you can't tell that the transmitter's in there.
In addition to doing research on endangered species, the Herp Center also does projects which involve GIS, or Geographic Information Systems. GIS provides a computer-based multi-layered picture of an area of interest, which allows an investigator to examine how different spatial features interact. As an example, here's an aerial photograph of a specific area. Another layer shows the different kinds of habitat at the site, and the final layer shows the location of animals found there. Kingsbury says having this information on the computer helps researchers figure out what's going on across the landscape. One of the things the center is asked to track is pollution.
There's different kinds of pollution. There's point source pollution and there's non-point source pollution. And what we're helping these agencies with is methods for visualizing the non-point source pollution.
What is non-point source solution?
That's pollution where you, like runoff from agricultural fields or something like that, where you don't have a pipe or something like that, where you can go there and say, yeah, this is where this pollutant is coming from. In fact, it's distributed across an entire watershed, and it's only by looking at the whole thing that you can actually see where the problem is.
The center also maintains a website at herpcenter.ipfw.edu, which is filled with educational and outreach information.
We as a public should care about wildlife and about doing what we can to protect it. And if we do the work to figure out how to protect things, we often find that it doesn't take that much of an effort on our part to protect these kinds of animals. Often it's just minor adjustments in terms of timing or in terms of land use, and that we can largely go about our business. A lot of people are afraid of snakes, and typically that's really unfounded. And it could be because of some experience that they had when they were younger. It could be because of some biblical implications of what snakes are or what they represent. And a lot of times it's because snakes are a little bit unpredictable and strange looking because they have no legs, and what is strange to us might also make us afraid. But most of the snakes, in fact, in terms of a count of snakes, I'd say almost all snakes are totally harmless, and that if anything they might bite you if you pick them up. But even that would be, I'd rather get a snake bite than a scraped knee or something like that. And with regard to the poisonous snakes, what we have found, and what others have found as well, is that these snakes are not aggressive, and in fact, unless you catch them out in the open, they'll do everything that they can to stay hidden. And you can stand next to them, you can step over them, you can even bump them, and they'll hold still and they'll just hope that you don't notice them. They're very intent on staying hidden, and they would rather just have you keep going the way you were going and not mess with you than vice versa.
And for Kingsbury, the best part will always be working with the creepy crawlies.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Mike Miles and Kelly Hartley with you. And we've got a heck of a volleyball match right now. Penn State, 9th ranked in the country, coming in here with a record of 5-3. They won the first set 30-19. IPFW ranked 13th, coming in with a record of 5-1. They came back and won set number 2, 30-23. So it's a Mexican standoff, for lack of a better phrase, after 2 sets. And Now that you're back and ready, Kelly, your thoughts on this match so far?
Well, I was just talking to Coach Franke about the serving. He really feels that that was key in Game 2, that Coach Johnson, who calls serves, that means tells the players what zone of the court and who we would want to serve to and make them handle the ball. That Coach Johnson's doing an excellent job with that. And then perhaps more importantly, the players are listening and able to execute. So we'll have to pay attention to that. And even if that means take a little bit off that hard serve so that you're able to control it and hit the zone, they've been given that information and responded well to it.
I also think that one thing that helped IPFW in that second set, if I counted correctly, 7 service errors with the servers hitting it into the net. And under this age of rally point scoring, that's a point for us.
Absolutely. We have Coach Ball right now standing at us.
Most of the pieces are running a minute to a minute 2 or minute 3. Well, we just had a little minute chat with head coach Arnie Ball. Wanted to make sure that on the timeout situations that
what I'll tell him later is that we're trying to show some of his interviews. So you're right, we just shouldn't show as many of Coach Ball interviews. We'd be able to get back to the court much quicker.
quick thoughts here as we get ready for set number 3. Hitting percentage, Penn State .277, IPFW .096. Blocks favor IPFW 7-6, aces 6-3, Volleyball ahead. Penn State has 12 digs to IPFW's 8. They lead in assists 24-21 and kills 25-21, but the match is even at a set apiece, and it's always a pivotal third set. What do you think will happen?
What do I think will happen? Well, I wish I knew it would happen. I think, obviously IPFW has the momentum and has to keep things going here. But, at any time, Penn State is going to turn it on too. We'll just have to wait and see.
IPFW, I believe, will serve first to start this third set. Now you get down to a best of 3, and let's see what side Uncle Mo is going to be on.
And I was joking and talking about looking at the Coach Ball interviews. I just think that's really interesting to see the coach's perspective on the players.
Matt Zbyszewski starts it off for the Volleyball. Odell Guerra blocked by Santiago. Guerra tries it again. And Santiago was wide. First point of set 3 goes to Penn State. Zelko Kolasar will serve. Left-hander from Kitchener, Ontario. And another service error. Point apiece here, set number 3. Angel Ruiz Rivero will serve for IPFW. Odell tries the little dip shot. Doesn't work. Point IPFW.
Well, in that time, our block did a good job of honoring that front row setter and getting up and defending, blocking that attack. And he was out of control. It's obvious he was going to do that. And that violation occurred.
Odell, and this time Kowal made no doubt about what he wanted to do. And it seems like, to me, and I'm just the rank amateur, Penn State is scoring better on the short sets as opposed to the higher sets.
It's very observant. They've been able to pass the ball, so you have to be able to pass the ball to do that. And then when they have, their middles are up on time and have been effective.
Nice kill by Jeff Patak. Ricky Matei unable to handle that shot.
But what IPFW needs to do to defend that better is their middles have to, I believe, commit block, which means get in front of their middle earlier and put their hands over the net and block that ball.
Angel Ruiz serving for IPFW. Odell dug out by
block.
Ruiz. Matei dug it out for Penn State. Siksha and Patak made sure IPFW would get that point.
Well, yeah, and I said that was a good block. We of course, Angel got credit for the dig, but Patak and Sika are the ones who slowed the ball down with the block. So a good block doesn't necessarily directly lead to a point, but you slow it down so your team can dig it then.
Guerra returns it for Penn State. Zabashevsky sets it up for Patak. Another kill for Jeff Patak.
Yeah, Guerra had to give us IPFW something easy, and it all started with the bad set, the tight set by Matei.
5-2 our score. Volleyball's on top. Ruiz continues to serve. Odell sets up Slinker. Ruiz with the dig. Zabashevsky with a kill.
That was a very well executed out-of-system play. A good dig by Angel. Hell then did a real nice job of setting that ball off the net for Matt.
Penn State calls timeout, trailing 6-2.
You know, I say off the net, not so off the net though that Matt couldn't approach and get a good swing and get behind the ball, because Matt's back row right there, so that's a blue. So Angel set the ball just in front of the 3-meter line, which of course the rule is a backcourt player has to jump from behind the 3-meter line. They can land in front of it, but they have to be completely behind the 3-meter line when they take off as a backcourt attacker.
You mentioned earlier too, a key would be communicating with IPFW, talking to each other. And in the last 2 points, Dennis Santiago didn't get the assist. They were set up by his teammates.
Yeah, which you know, we would maybe call out of system. Ideally, you want, you know, a dig and your setter to get the second ball and set it, but that doesn't always happen. Playing imperfect volleyball is very important, and scoring points on a system.
Angel Ruiz getting ready to continue to serve. Odell. Santiago sets up Ruiz. Another point for IPFW.
Angel Ruiz has hit that pipe tonight several times very well, and does a good job of seeing the angle they're giving him, which is to his right.
IPFW's won the last 5 points. And as soon as I say that, service error into the net.
Hi, how you doing?
7-3. Kowal serving for Penn State. Santiago sets up Jeff Patak. Bounced it right off of Kyle's hand.
Bounced it hard. Bounced it very hard off his hands.
Dennis Santiago going to try his luck again with the serve. How much of that is mental, do you think, Kelly?
I think he rushed it, and so that is a mental error, which leads to a physical error of missing the serve. Rushed it was a bad toss.
Odell serving for the Nittany Lions. Attack gets the kill. And that's a nice thing to see. You lose a point, you come right back and get the point back and try to regain that momentum. Jeff Patak serving. Team's up 9-4. Just not serving the ball well tonight.
Well, now our last 3 servers have given up points.
Zach Slinker going to serve for Penn State. Oh, nice little short set from Dennis Santiago, and Matt Zabashevsky knew what to do with it.
And the pass was a little tight, but Dennis was able to get his right hand the ball and bring it back.
Now 10-5. Serdar Siksha getting ready to serve.
Good float in play.
Good dig by Santiago. Oh, nice tag team block between Colasar and Kyle. Thought Ruiz Rivera was going to get a kill. Didn't happen that way.
No, he hit it straight into the block. You know, so much of volleyball is understanding angles. You have to hit angles off of the block, not straight into it. Of course, it comes back right at you.
Miss hit by Patak that time. Penn State posed to within 3, 10-7. Norman Kyle serving. Staley with a dig. As Zabashevsky sets up attack. Odell dug it out that time. Lift called on Penn State.
I'm glad to see that call. Second contact still needs to be clean. That part of the game has not changed. The game has become more liberal with the first contact. Pretty much if you dig it and it's up, and it's legal. But that second contact, you still have to set the ball clean.
Carlos Guerra puts that one away for Penn State. Colasar to serve. It's 11-8. IPFW here in set number 3. Match is even at a set apiece. Santiago to Ruiz. Dug out by Matei. Kowal hammered it down.
Kowal's having a heck of a night, isn't he?
Wow.
10 kills, 1 error. All starts with handling the ball, though, which Penn State's done a nice job of.
Point goes to IPFW as the two setters were at the net. Can you explain that one, Kelly?
Well, it was a tight pass. Santiago recognized it and goes up with 2 hands and pushes it, literally just wins the battle of muscle against it. It wasn't the other setter. I believe it was the middle, and it rested in his hands. Now, it looks like Dave Sines, the up official, motioned that the blocker was over, which I'm not really understanding that call, but the fact of the matter is Dennis won the joust, we call it, when 2 players pushed off one another.
Now we're about ready to go. Mark Pavlik had his say. Didn't like what he heard, but he had his say.
There's an example of hitting the serving zone. Didn't work out well for IPFW, but that's exactly where I'm sure Coach Johnson wanted that serve to go. It's to number 12 for Penn State, Koljasar.
Carlos Guerra getting ready to serve. I'm going to ask you a silly question in a moment. Santiago going to set up attack. Dug out by Matei. Saved. Guerra gets it back over. Donch tried again. And this time, Angel Ruiz knocks it home. Good effort by Penn State to save it, but Angel Ruiz knocked it down. Here's the silly question. You talk about Coach Johnson, more or less the serving coach. Are you talking about serving at a particular player or serving at an area?
Both, but usually that area would have something to do with who is in that area. You know, is it a front row player that you want to maybe move to the right and pass a ball before getting out to the left? That's more difficult. Or is it someone you just don't handle the ball very well, so you want to make them work hard? So both.
Kowal serving for the Nittany Lions. Jeff Patak knocked it home. Past the outstretched hand to Kowal.
And then there are certain passing formations, like if the setter is penetrating from a difficult area, you would take advantage of that as well and serve to an area of the court, not necessarily a certain player.
Nice kill that time from Slanker. Scores 14-12. IPFW with the lead. Penn State with the serve. And another service there brings us to the mandatory break. So we're going to take a break ourselves. 15-12. IPFW leads here in set number 3. Match even at a set apiece. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
Hi. I was wondering if you wanted to go out maybe or something, if you had time.
I can tell by your excitable behavior and verbal faux pas that you have generalized anxiety with paranoid tendencies. It would never work.
Okay, thanks.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
You may have noticed IPFW's basketball games are a lot more fun this year, thanks to our very own Pep fan. Hi, I'm Krista Markham.
I'm Matt Ehrman.
And I'm Barry Sturgill, Stop Band Director. The Stop Band is looking for more members, and we want to get you joined.
This is a great chance to be a part of a new tradition at IPFW and meet lots of great people too.
So dust off those trumpets, pull the flutes out of the attic, and join us at the next game.
Call 260-481-6166 for more information on how you can share your school spirit and IPFW pride.
Back at the Gate Sports Center, Mike Moss, Kelly Hartley with you. Set number 3, IPFW up by 3, 15-12. Make it 15-13 as Jeff Patak continues to struggle with his serve tonight.
Well, and the disappointing thing is the timing. Twice after a break, a timeout, we watched the fifth-year senior go out and put it in the net. So that's disappointing, but I'm sure he'll make up for it.
Good dig by Penn State. Odell sets up Guerra. Block attempt. Let's see what they call it. They're going to give IPFW the point. Slinker's going to talk with one of the officials.
Well, the call that the line judge made as the ball was off of the antenna, I believe. Called it out.
Suksha serving. Tap the net. Whoa, Ruiz Rivera. Saw the balloon, so to speak, and punctured it rather well.
There's an example of, there's some confusion right there in zone 2, which is close to the net, and that's where Sika served the ball. Let's see if they try it again. Yes.
Odell setting up Guerra. Nice block by Angel. No, I think it was wide by Ruiz.
If we had a freeze frame on that, we would see the setter, we'd see 3 people standing in zone 2. So that makes for some communication difficulties. They were able to capitalize on that.
Santiago sets up Ruiz, and it's dug out by Penn State. Nice play there. You try it again. If first you don't succeed, try again.
Well, as long as we're passing the ball like that, and Angel is up on time swinging like he is, I'd like to see us get in the ball.
Zbyszewski serving for the Volleyball. Could be a freebie here. Good dig by Matei. Odell setting up Guerra. Oh, nice play by Carlos Guerra. Difficult angle, but he knocked it home. (18-15)
Good ball control and court vision there.
Zelko Kolasar with that left-handed jump serve. Santiago for Ruiz Rivera. They're going to call it wide. Another point for Penn State. Now 18-16. Critical third set. Match tied at a set apiece. Service error. A little bit too strong there for Kolasar. And Angel Ruiz Rivera to serve. Interesting point of this match.
See if he serves over to zone 1. Well, that direction.
Odell. They're going to call a net violation on Jeff Patak? I believe. The point goes to Penn State.
That's what the call was. Jeff Patak in the net.
Carlos Guerra to serve. Long, barely, but long.
Jeff Patak was barely able to get out of the way in time.
20-17. Volleyball up by 3. Angel Ruiz getting ready to serve. Odell sets up Slinker. Dug out by Patak. Santiago for Patak. And it's wide.
But notice where that serve went. They're serving Koldasar. Angel Ruiz took a little off his serve to make sure he served number 12, Koldasar.
Nate Matthews checks into the Penn State lineup, and he will serve. His team trails by 2. 20-18. Santiago with the quick set, blocked. And Jeff Patak long again.
You know, and a bad miss like that, I mean, I think it looks worse than it is. He just swings so hard, and he gets underneath it, and it's going to take off on you as hard as he swings.
Tries again, and this time Kyle cannot block it successfully. And IPFW retains the lead, 21-19.
And you'll see that a lot, too. Dennis Santiago, the setter, going right back to Jeff Patak and letting him redeem himself. He's not going to do that twice in a row.
Guerra long on the hit. And the lead, which was down to 1, now back up to 3 at 22-19, and Penn State calls timeout. You can do more than just sit on the sidelines. Participate in the excitement of Mastodon athletics by joining the Royal Dons Club. The Royal Dons is IPFW's official athletic booster organization. Members enjoy priority seating at IPFW sports events, visits by the coaches, and food and refreshments in the hospitality room. For more information about the Royal Dons, call 260-481-6643. You can write to the Royal Dons Club at 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana 46805. Or you can go to the IPFW Athletics website at www.ipfw.edu/athletics. Penn State calling the timeout, 22-19. Boy, great crowd here tonight, Kelly.
Yeah, there sure is. Boy, people on both sides, up to the top, into the match. Sporting a lot of IPFW apparel, and it's great to see our students starting to come back and you know, wear the IPFW apparel, kind of dress silly and have some fun. Of course, the pep band has been a very great, exciting addition just to the atmosphere. Can you play a musical instrument?
I used to.
I can't even say instrument.
Too many years ago, I used to dabble with the accordion and a piano. And the key word is dabble because I wasn't very good. Santiago serving.
With the jump float.
Another short set. Kyle put it away. How do you diffuse a short set?
Just like that. You get in there and you handle it, and it should be, as long as you recognize it's coming and you get your feet there, it really should be an easier pass. I'm not sure what the call was there. Under the net.
Interesting call because it came quick. Point went to Penn State, and now they're serving to try to tie this set up. Santiago for 6 shot.
It appears that IPFW is making an attempt to get their middles more involved. Recently, Angels had a few good swings, but until then, the middles were really not in the match too much. Offensively speaking.
That time, I guess another net violation between Siksha and Ruiz Rivera. Point to Penn State. Zach Slinker serving to tie the set up at 23 apiece. And Santiago setting up Jeff Patak. Watch this best kill of the night. And he have a nice swing at it.
It's a good tempo set. Good choice by Dennis Santiago.
24-22, Valley Duns on top. Sardar Siksha serving in a hurry. Carlos Guerra got the kill. Can you explain that? The whistle blew to start the serve, and he lost control of the ball, and he had to get it and hit it in a hurry. How much time do they have when the whistle blows?
Put me on the spot here. Is it 8 seconds? It's a long time. It's a long time. But he didn't want that ball to get away from him, have to chase it clear across the gym.
Santiago setting up Zbyszewski. Odell digs it out. Guerra dug out by Ruiz Rivera. Patak long on the kill. And we are tied at 24.
You only get one toss, one opportunity to toss the ball. So if you don't like your toss, too bad. You got to make it work.
And mistiming at the net by IPFW. Arnie Ball decides to call a timeout. They now trail 25-24.
And we're going to go for the trifecta here on freshmen, and to hear Coach Ball talk about the third freshman, Mike Daga.
third freshman then is Mike Dyga, who is a young man from Columbus, Ohio, kind of out of the Ohio State back door, that has come to us, and he and his father and I played against one another back a long time ago when I was pretending to be an athlete or a volleyball player. And Mike's about 6'5", 6'6", comes in with very good volleyball skills and background, just has to get physically a lot stronger.
I think I said his name right. It's Dyga. Of course, Mike is such a nice young man. I could say his name terribly wrong and he wouldn't correct me. He's just a very nice, polite, intelligent young man.
Well, I'm curious. I've heard it both Dyga and Dyga, and I'm not even sure which one it is.
And it doesn't mean that Coach Ball's right, does it?
I'm pleading the fifth on that one. Jeff Batag gets a good hit at a timely time. Timely time? Wow. We're tied at 25 now. My English was never my forte. Matt Zibaszewski with the serve. Odell setting up Kolasar. Penn State retakes the lead, 26-25. Kolasar will serve, the left-hander from Ontario, Kitchener, Ontario.
Offensively, we just haven't seen a lot from him tonight, though, Kolasar. I remember him a couple years ago when we hosted the Final Four. He was a young player and did a nice job for Penn State.
Good dig by Penn State there. That time Kolasar hit it too strong. We're tied up again at 26. Javier Garcia going to make what I think is his first appearance of the night, replacing Ruiz Rivera. Javier Garcia, 6'4" junior.
A new player for IPFW, a junior with a transfer from Juniata.
Now we got a momentary delay. He's got a necklace that evidently has to come off. And I wonder who noticed that. Was it Mark Pavlik or was it the official? In any event, the necklace is off, and now Javier's getting ready to serve. Freebie time for IPFW. Dug out by Odell. Mate sets up Guerra. And they get the point as it goes off of either Santiago or Angel Ruiz.
Good display of composure there by Javier. Coming off the bench, number one, to serve cold and then having to take his necklace off and regroup.
Carlos Guerra serving for Penn State. They're up by one. Zibaszewski dug out by Mate. Oh, almost dug out by Mate. Kolasar couldn't get to it. Dodge take advantage of it there, and we tie it up at 27.
Nice dig by Mate. That second ball we just got to get after Penn State, and no one was there. Frustrating, I'm sure.
Angel Ruiz serving. Like they have 3 in a row.
Again, they make number 12, Kolasar, take that.
Slinker blocked by Six-Shot. Majority of the crowd here love that one.
Yeah, you know, Sika could just give a clinic right now, right there, on how to get your hands over the net and direct the ball down for a point. Excellent penetration by the freshman.
Service error. Tied at 28. Kowal serving. Freebie chance for Penn State. Slinker dug out by Ruiz.
It's an excellent dig.
Garcia hits it long, and it's game point for Penn State. IPFW calls timeout. Okay, Kelly, it's 29-28. You've led most of the game, but now you're down in this game point. What do you think Arnie says?
Well, hopefully he's going to try and settle them down just a little bit, because they look just a little bit tense, you know, and frustrated. And that's the last thing you can feel when you take the court again with the score and you're looking at, you know, game point here. So hopefully they just focus on getting a good pass and running their offense. And, you know, they recently have gotten their middles more involved. And hopefully Sick will get up on time here, and they can have a good pass, and that'll at least be an option. That'll give Dennis an opportunity to check out where their blockers are and make a good decision. We'll start with a good pass, though. And you can't pass the ball if you're uptight, so hopefully they'll walk on the court with a little bit more composure and less
I notice you spent a lot of time talking to Dennis Santiago, and you and I have both known now in his second year here, he's extremely emotional. And boy, if you rate the stock market by how emotional he gets, we could be very rich or very poor. Here we go. Kowal serving for set number 3 for Penn State. Bashevsky comes through with a big hit. Matty Zubashevsky.
Playing the percentages there, that's a very high percentage shot for Zubashevsky.
Santiago gets it over.
The jump float.
Odell. Dink shot. Dug out by Zubashevsky.
Tough angle here.
Oh, Jeff Patek couldn't quite get it. And another game point for Penn State. Momentary delay. They're going to wipe, at least allegedly wipe some perspiration off the floor.
You know, it was a very tough angle for Jeff to hit that ball. And, you know, of course, we'd like to see that ball in play for IPFW. But I think more importantly is he was off balance and flying out to his left, not really in control of his body. And no injury.
Yeah, no injury. Odell serving for Penn State. And Zubashevsky hits the pole. Point in third set goes to Penn State, 31-29. Nittany Lions now lead the match 2-1.
And, you know, from this angle, I'm sure a lot of people thought, oh, you know, Matt hit that ball. Well, I'm not sure he had any other option. That set really was too far out right now. And that's probably why we see the communication between Coach Ball and his setter down as Santiago. I don't know that his location is real sharp right now. Hitters are struggling as a result.
Well, the teams will change ends. We'll take a break and come back with more of IPFW Volleyball in a moment. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
When the 3 R's of education are mentioned, you probably think of reading, writing, and arithmetic. But to some students, those 3 R's could mean rigatoni, roast, or roux. Today on IPFW Up Close, we'll be learning all about the Hospitality and Tourism Management Program offered by the Department of Consumer and Family Sciences. And more specifically, we'll learn about the Spring Dinner Series. Join me, Jeanette Liu, and we'll find out what's cooking at IPFW, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access Channel 56.
You may have noticed IPFW's basketball games are a lot more fun this year, thanks to our very own pep band. Hi, I'm Krista Markham.
I'm Matt Ehrman.
And I'm Barry Sturgill, Stop Band Director. The Stop Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join.
This is a great chance to be a part of a new tradition at IPFW and meet lots of great people, too.
So dust off those trumpets, pull the flutes out of the attic, and join us at the next game.
Call 260-481-6166 for more information on how you can share your school spirit and IPFW pride.
Welcome back, everybody. Mike Moss, Kelly Hartley with you. Penn State ranked 9th in the country. They win set number 1, 30-19. IPFW ranked 13th, wins set number 2, 30-23. Nittany Lions come back to win set 3, 31-29. And it's kind of a shame for IPFW because Penn State had a lead 1-0, and then IPFW controlled things. And they had a 24-23 lead, 24-22 lead even. Penn State came back and won it 31-29. Much of the frustration of head coach Arnie Ball.
Well, and his team saw Lubashevsky there. I thought want to take out the table. Emotional.
Well,
understandably emotional.
IPFW now has to win set 4 to set up a potential winner-take-all set 5. And Mighty Mo on the side of Penn State right now. Zelko Kolasar serves it to start this set. Santiago for Patak. And it's long. First point goes to Penn State. Kolasar with that left-handed serve. Ruiz Rivera dug up by Matei, and it's wide. Point to IPFW. Angel Ruiz Rivera to serve for the Volleyball. Matei to Odell. Putting it away is Keith Kowal.
Was that his 14th kill of the night?
Yep, 14 kills for Kowal, 12 for Guerra. Jeff Patak with 17 kills, and Matt Zubashevsky with 10, leading IPFW. Carlos Guerra serving. Zubashevsky blocked wide by Slanker. So we're tied at 2. Angel Ruiz now serving for IPFW. Matei, Odell, Guerra with the dink shot, dug out by Siksha. Another block at the net by Kowal, and Penn State's going to get the point. And it almost looks like IPFW is still a little bit shell-shocked from losing set number 3. Santiago setting up Zubashevsky. And IPFW gets that point.
Or the combination of Santiago setting that blue back to Zubashevsky and Matt getting there quickly and hitting. They've just been, it's been a great play for IPFW this year.
Slanker with the kill.
A lot of line that time. IPFW gave up a lot of line.
4-3 Penn State with the lead. Dan Odell serving. Point goes to Penn State. They're going to say a lift by Santiago.
Yeah, the upper official, Dave Sines, didn't like the way the ball rested, I think, in the setter's hands. Because you can set it legally with one hand, you just can't hold on to it.
Block at the net for Kyle, and all of a sudden it's 6-3 Penn State, not what you want to see if you're an IPFW fan down 2-1.
Well, I think you're right. IPFW did come out just a little bit flat. Penn State is pretty excited right now.
Another point, Kyle with another block, and IPFW calls timeout.
And that was IPFW's 31st hitting error on the night. It's a lot of points.
We're going to take a quick break. 7-3 our score. Penn State on top. You're watching IPFW Volleyball, College 56 Sports.
When the 3 R's of education are mentioned, you probably think of reading, writing, and arithmetic. But to some students, those 3 R's could mean rigatoni, roast, or roux. Today on IPFW Up Close, we'll be learning all about the Hospitality and Tourism Management Program offered by the Department of Consumer and Family Sciences. And more specifically, we'll learn about the Spring Dinner Series. Join me, Jeanette Liu, and we'll find out what's cooking at IPFW Sundays at noon on College Cable Access Channel 56.
Over 1,200 fans here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center tonight watching this match with 2 ranked teams. Jeff Patak with a kill off of Ricky Matei. Stops the Penn State runs, now 7-4. Penn State with the lead, but IPFW with the serve. Jeff Patak serves it long. You think he's trying too hard?
Oh boy, I just wouldn't even try to analyze some of the psyche of these young people. You put so much emotion and so much, physical energy into this game.
Jeff has his skill attempt blocked by Kyle.
But you're right. There's a fine line between really working and then just trying too hard. And but I don't know.
Well, he is a competitor. There's no doubt about that.
He's a fierce competitor, and has turned himself into All-American type player and probably a national team type future.
Penn State gets the point. Thought I saw it hit 4 times, but maybe I counted wrong. It's now 10-4 here in set number 4. Penn State leads the match 2-1. Slinker with the serve.
It's a nice pass.
Point IPFW. Sadar Siksha now to serve. That lazy flat type of...
And that was just his 5th set of the night. Here we are in game 4. And incidentally, it's his 5th kill of the night. So we got to get those middles more involved.
Kolasar knocks that one down for Penn State. They've got everything going their way right now. They'd like to end it in 4. They don't want to see a 5th set. Kyle serving. Santiago for Zibashevsky. Santiago played it, thought it was too close to the line. And Ruiz Rivera has his shot blocked at the net. Nice kill there by Ruiz Rivera. Their score 12-6, and now Matt Zibashevsky to serve. Volleyball need a little run here. Attack digs it. Defensive return, Odell. Set up Kowal, dug out.
Dug out by Staley. Great dig by Staley.
Point Volleyball.
Coach Ball has to be so pleased with Ryan Staley's progress in that role. He's getting his hands on a lot of ball. Look at his energy right now, talking and directing where the blockers are, the hitters are.
Point goes to Penn State. And I got to admit, I'm not sure why. I thought Maddie hit it.
Someone was in the net, it appears. I think Santiago was in the net.
13-7 to score. Zibashevsky will get credit for the kill.
There's that fast-paced blue again to Zibashevsky. It's just been gold for the Dons.
Ruiz Rivera to serve. Crowd trying to get some life into this volleyball team. Odell going to set up Guerra.
And there's that fire again.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's a little bit scary.
Kind of a war cry.
He's a little bit scary, isn't he? Intense individual.
He serves with his team up by 6. He'll get credit for a service ace, I think.
For sure. It's a nice job of serving in the seam there between two players and made Ryan Staley move to his left.
Want to remind you to tune in to College Access Channel 56 Sunday afternoon, February 23rd, for the replay of this evening's volleyball match with Penn State. Again, that's Sunday, February 23rd, 7 p.m. The replay of this volleyball match with Penn State right here on College Cable Access Channel 56. Well, in all honesty, it's put up or shut up time. You're down 15-8, you're down 2-1. You've got nothing to lose.
Well, it sure is, because then once you get towards, you approach 20 points, then it's just a matter of how many side outs you can afford. So we can't afford to go side out from here on out with them. We have to get some real points, play defense, serve the ball well. But you're right, this is crucial time for IPFW.
Let's see what happens. Volleyball's going after their 6th win in a row. They dropped their season opener to UC Santa Barbara and then rattled off 5 in a row. But the going is a little tough right now against Penn State. Guerra helps out with a service error.
Again after a timeout, the senior.
Angel Ruiz getting ready to serve. Odell set up Kowal. (16-9). Keith Kowal to serve for the 9th-ranked Nittany Lions of Penn State. Service error. Dennis Santiago. Wouldn't it be great to have him run off about 5 in a row? Slinker. Block is wide by Zbyszewski. Best laid plans of mice and men just went down the tubes there in that serve. Odell serving.
I've seen both teams go to some floats. Float serves, that is.
Yep. Point goes to IPFW. It's now 17-11. Volleyball's trail by 6. And Jeff Patak will serve. And he's just not having a good night with the serve. Zach Slinker serving for Penn State. He has another service error. If there's one thing Penn State has done wrong tonight, they've hit a boatload of serves into the net.
A boatload for sure.
Six gonna try his luck.
Another floater serve.
Odell sets up Kolasar. It's now 19-12. Norman Kyle getting ready to serve. Penn State seemingly in control of this one. Angel Ruiz has some other ideas. 19-13, Matt Zbyszewski to serve. The service errors are becoming contagious for IPFW.
Well, and for both teams, it's not very fun to watch, is it? Had some good volleyball here tonight, but the serving game for both teams has been less than entertaining.
Kolasar with that left-handed serve.
Good top spin.
Patak, nice dig
Sure
by
was.
Kolasar.
Another off-speed attack.
Patty cake, patty cake. Ruiz Rivera, dig again by Kolasar. That time Ruiz, they say, is wide. And determination by especially Kolasar and some digs resulted in a point for Penn State.
Yeah, excellent effort by Kolasar, serving, then getting back in and digging a shot.
Another dig by Kolasar. Ruiz Rivera finally is able to put that one away. Not sure how many digs Colasar's got, but it's got to be a bunch.
Well, looks like 6. Of course, Tay leads him with 11.
Point IPFW. Guerra had a tough angle, couldn't get it across. A little glimmer of hope, 21-15, 2 points in a row for IPFW.
Dan Odell, Penn State's freshman setter, has done a nice job tonight, hasn't he?
Sure has. Kept everybody involved. Colasar's been the difference the last 4 or 5 points.
He's had a good run right here.
Substitution now for Penn State. Matt Proper, 6'6" middle freshman from Mills, Pennsylvania, comes in. Garrett getting ready to serve. It lands up 22-15 here in set 4. They're up in the match, 2 sets to 1. Freebie time. Proper does the honors. IPFW looking for any kind of a spark right now. Maybe that's it in the form of another service error.
But again, it's just getting to be a dangerous time for IPFW because now we're looking at, okay, 7 side outs is essentially what IPFW needs, or Penn State needs to do to win this match.
Angel Ruiz, the jump serve. And again, he hits it into the net. These two teams will meet up again, I believe it's either late April or early May at University Park. Point there goes to IPFW. They did not play last year. I think part of the reason was Penn State was hosting the Final Four. Santiago with the serve. Got it over. Odell. And the ball hit the pole. Point IPFW. 24-18. Another point for IPFW. As Kyle is wide on that one, and now it's 24-19. Closer and closer. Guerra to Odell. Santiago dug it. Matei. It's wide.
No.
Wide proper. Oh, I guess it is. They called it, I guess.
Oh, hit the line.
Point Penn State. 25-19. Nate Matthews back in the lineup to serve for Penn State now. Santiago for 6-6. Point Volleyball. And,
looks like Kyle was in the net.
Yeah. 25-20. Substitution, Odell back in the lineup replacing Matthews. Attack with the serve, and it's long again. He's just having one of those nights. But it will get better.
I wonder about the rationale of that sub right there. Mark Havlik subbing. I don't know if it was just to distract IPFW. Their servers have had some concentration issues. And of course, you know, a sub, any stop and play, kind of acts like a timeout in that, you know, you're not focusing anymore on the task at hand, which is to serve the ball and play.
27-20. 28-20. Penn State just 2 points away from a match victory.
Yeah, and IPFW really, if you look at them, they look already defeated.
And Never Neverland. Service error there. Momentary relief.
It's flat, extremely disappointed, but that really happened around the 20-point mark. Way too early.
Odell set up Colasar and blocked at the net by Ruiz Rivera. Let's see if IPFW can make one final run.
Serves at Guerra again. They've taken it to Guerra, I think, the last 3 times. Served him. It's interesting.
Another point for IPFW. It's now 28-23.
And that time the seam between Matei and Guerra worked.
Sudarsic, that float serve.
Guerra again had to handle that ball and didn't go well.
Guerra. And it's now match point. No more mistakes allowed at all for IPFW. Norman Kyle gonna serve for the match. I'll get credit for a service error. Bounced right off Matt Zbyszewski. And just like that, this match is over. Penn State wins set 4, 30-23. They win the match 3 sets to 1. Now IPFW falls to 5-2. Penn State improves to 6-3. Quick thought in the match, Kelly?
Well, we talked about serving. Both teams did not serve well, but IPFW just gave them so many points, hitting errors, and we just said serving. It's too many points in this game.
Yep, we'll see what happens next time out, which will be next week against Loyola Chicago. At this time, we want to thank the College 56 production crew, the IPFW athletic staff, the City of Fort Wayne, Comcast Cablevision, the IPFW Learning Resource Center, and especially the IPFW Office of University Relations and Communications for their contributions to this College 56 sports telecast. This telecast of IPFW Sports is copyrighted, the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this event without express written consent is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed our telecast of IPF Sports tonight, if not the outcome, and we thank you for joining us again this evening. For Kelly Hartley, this is Mike Mize saying so long for now. Again, 9th-ranked Penn State defeats 13th-ranked IPFW, 3 sets to 1. Until next Saturday, when we come with Loyola Chicago, we wish you a pleasant farewell from the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW.